Larry, good to see you. This is required viewing for anyone with a Roth account. We have 5 steps for tax-free Roth IRA distributions. The benefit of funding a Roth IRA is the availability of tax-free distributions in the future, but the rules can surprisingly be very complicated. So we're going to break it down. First step here, follow the ordering rules. What does this mean?
Yeah, basically, Erin, it is a very confusing subject, but it's the follow the ordering rules is basically a first in, first out type thing. That if you do a contribution or conversion, it will go on a first in, first out. So it would be very helpful in that ordering of knowing what was contributed penalty wise and what was converted.
Earnings are last in that order. Good point. All right, number 2, your contributions, though, they are always available tax and penalty free.
Another confusing area here is a contribution, regardless of the age, is always penalty free if you want to pull out the contributed amount. So if I put in $6,000 and I need it that next year, I can withdraw that $6,000 without penalty. Cannot take any of the earnings from that. Now, I don't suggest you do that. It should be more of a long-term program, but it is still for a contribution. You can absolutely pull out that money without the penalty.
Yeah, let it grow. Of course, we want that tax-free growth. Number 3, watch out for the 10% penalty on converted funds. Converted funds are always distributed tax-free, but that doesn't mean you can tap the money before 59 and a half without a penalty.
Absolutely. You know, Erin, such a great idea to start a Roth account early in the year. So you can, early in your life. So you can just put a couple of dollars in there so you can be prepared for those conversions, because then it will be still the first in, first out method. But with that, a conversion is so different that if I convert that money below 59 and a half and decide to pull it out like I did my contribution, hard words to say, is that now I do get penalized 10% on that on the withdrawal. So you need to wait 5 years before you touch the converted amount.
Next, know when the earnings are tax-free. We do have to meet a few requirements for the earnings to be tax-free. What are they?
Yeah, so for the earnings to be tax-free, you have to wait at least 5 years until you're 59 and a half years of age, whichever is the latter.
And then, of course, this is where it gets really muddy for a lot of people. Understand the 5-year clock for qualified distributions of earnings. The 5-year period can be confusing. So what do we need to know here?
Yeah, look, on the 5 years again, on the converted amount, again, like I said, it is so confusing between the contributions and conversions. But on that 5-year converted amount, you really need to wait the 5 years, or you cannot touch the earnings. And again, if you're under 59 and a half, then you will get that 10% penalty. Now, a little extra there. If you're over 59 and a half, you can potentially avoid the 10% penalty, but you cannot on the converted amount, but not on any of the earnings. So again, it'll be a first in, first out thing, but you need to avoid that. You need to try to make sure, because each 5-year conversion has its own 5-year clock.
And we do have a bonus tip for everyone. If you are younger than 59 and a half, make sure you pay the tax on conversions with outside after-tax money to avoid that 10% early withdrawal penalty. That catches a lot of people by surprise.
It absolutely does, because again, it's easy to use that converted amount. Hey, just take that out of the tax, out of my contribution, but you will get it'll be considered a distribution, and it'll be a 10% penalty in the tax on there. So we absolutely want to use some savings account for that if we can.
Yeah, that really changes the math on whether that conversion makes sense or not. So Larry, if somebody would like to talk this through with you, because again, it can be very complicated. Here I thought like, oh, a Roth account, how more straightforward can it be? Tax-free distributions, but it is very complicated. If somebody would like to talk it through with you, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, Erin, they can call our office, which is 615-216-1048, or go to our website, sfawealth.com, and we can set a meeting there.
Great. Larry, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.